So, the anime world. A world filled with degeneracy. A world where we have little sister complexes, older sister complexes, mommy complexes, and even daddy complexes. But above all else, we will be diving into a rabbit hole much deeper. Quite literally. Which brings these concepts to new heights by adding a little of that special sauce, completing the Krabby Patty formula. And this video was no easy task, man, so, I would really appreciate if you could just drop a like. I'm not begging. And what I'll be doing today is something quite unholy, and I'll be ranking every single one of the top 100 most popular Pack-a-Punch ecchis out there in the world. And of course, if there's duplicate entries, like how Onichichi has millions, why are there so many? I'll pretty much just go over it as a single entity, hence why you don't see exactly 100 tier list images here. So you understand what we're doing here? Good, let's get into it. But hold your tentacles, because this video is indeed sponsored by Naraka Blade Point. Naraka Blade Point is a unique melee-focused battle royale where you, as a player, have to slash through your opponents in order to assert your dominance and claim that #1 spot. And oh look, there's more than just blades. There's a variety of unique melee weapons to choose from, as well as hero skills, making the combat possibilities endless. And not to mention, the combat takes your mechanical abilities to the test, requiring you to anticipate your opponent's attacks and counter them. And my god, look at that movement. Naraka Blade Point is currently having a spicy deal from October 18th to November 1st. And you can get it on Xbox for 50% off. And if you have the Xbox Game Pass, well, you can get it for free. Sounds like a good deal to me. Something I do personally enjoy about this game is the depth and freedom in the character customization. This is definitely just a must-have feature because having creative control over your character is just something you love to see. Like, look at how handsome you can be. If you want to experience Naraka Blade Point for yourself, you can try it out by using my link down below in the description. And with that said, thank you Naraka Blade Point for sponsoring this video, and let's get back into the video. Alright, so here we go. It's about that time. Long overdue tier list. We got the God tier, Iconic tier, Solid tier, I tier, and we got the Bruh tier. I think you guys already know how this goes, so I don't know why I'm explaining this. Starting off, Bible Black. It's the classic amongst all classics, and the only proper way to experience it is the dub. Because with lines like these,
you always want something in your mouth.
Hey, where are you going?
It's none of your business. Don't ask.
You've got rice on your face.
watching it any other way is just wrong. Quite iconic. Itadaki Seiki, another classic, which honestly, I feel like this is like a gateway anime into this genre. So everyone knows it, everyone loves it. Simple stuff, iconic. Euphoria is definitely a classic for the wrong reason. And it's one of those shows where you have to be a hardened veteran to get through, because one thing it's very notorious for is having no chill. But we all love it. God tier. Akisora, this one got a little bit of like storyline, but no one really cares about. All you gotta know, we got characters that are not step siblings because they're related by blood. So pretty much this is the part 2 to the Yotsuke no Sora that we all know and love. And just like the original show, this one also has twin siblings. We could place that in the iconic for sure. Overflow, overall a pretty safe vanilla for everyone to enjoy, and it has solid production, pretty solid. Kanojo x Kanojo x Kanojo. Do you even say the X's? I don't know. But what I do gotta say, definitely one of my favorites, if not my favorite, because I feel like this is like one of a kind. I feel like the art and animation for this is literally on par with some of the more high profile seasonal anime during this time. Each of the sisters all have their own personality and don't feel too bland. God. Up next, we got Metamorphosis. And you know, I had to include this one because this is a legendary tale that should be passed down for generations to come. Crafted by our Lord and Savior, Shindo L, the man who has mastered the art of inducing depression. God. Next, we got the hilarious meme. It has 2 other OVAs, which extend the very deep and intricate story. And I suppose it's still somewhat of a meme to this day, after all these damn years. And who could forget this absolute banger of an opening? Iconic. Shoujo Ramune. Oh my god. Boku no Pico had its ice cream, and this one had its popsicles. And you can't forget the yogurts. And something I have noticed over the years is whenever we get something weird like these 2 shows, why does Japan insist to go all out on their budget to push out the greatest animation like it's a passion project? I'm gonna have to call Mr. Hansen for this one. Iconic. Up next, we got Shonen Maid Kuro-kun, which is pretty much just a scuffed Boku no Pico, except a little bit more hardcore. And of course, they bumped up the budget for animation for this one too, because it has not been memed enough and pretty much an underground anime, no one gives a shit. Yoshiochi is a quite a comedic one, because the way this show starts, we got this one girl rehearsing for her play or some shit, and then she falls through the floor and lands right on the target. What a legendary hook that is. Iconic. Next, we got Welcome to the Forest of Nice Elves. A lot of people have high praise for this one. I got the mommy milkers, but aside from that, I think it was overall solid. Monkitsu Happening, I feel like this one a lot of people like a lot, and I honestly, it's like pretty much your standard stuff. So get ready for the comment section to catch on fire. All right, it's alright. Aight. Up next, we got Eroge Ishimo Game Mo Haihatsu Zanmai, which is pretty much the Sakano of the cultured anime world. So, overall, pretty solid, yeah. Kuru Inu, yeah, this one is definitely a classic. It got its dark-skinned elves, and a certain scene with a lolly that I have forever ingrained in my memory. Iconic. Dropout, this one actually had a unique premise. Basically, female students who are quote-unquote dropouts get disciplined or punished through manual labor, and they enjoy the manual labor. So, what a very efficient system we got here. Solid. Onichichi, this is pretty much one of the faces of wholesome anime, and the studio Poro is a very consistent studio where they just don't go bad. They just make overall pretty solid stuff, and I'm putting it in the solid tier. Onichichi 2, this is just like an Onichichi knockoff. It just wasn't good as the original. It was aight. TSF Monogatari, another piece of work from Shindo L, the guy who made Metamorphosis, and this dude really knows how to get innovative. It starts off with the protagonist collapsing, and then getting picked up in an ambulance, and then turning into a girl. And with being in this girl body, he then explores the world on the opposite side of the rod, and overall the animation are it was aight. Bakuane, we got the protagonist and his 4 Onesamas, and the animation kind of went dummy on this one, not gonna lie. Matter of fact, we might be just slapping God. Bakuane 2, it just didn't live up to the first one, I'm gonna be honest, so A Kite, this has nothing to do about a kite, and was more so an action show than a cultured anime show, and overall the plot was whatever. Let's just slap in the eye. Mezzo Forte, the animation for this popped off. This was just an action show, I'm gonna be honest. Like, you could just watch this for what it is without the wholesome parts involved, and overall, like, goddamn, better animation than 98% of the shows we get today. Beautiful, solid. Discipline, it was aight. Koikishi Purely Kiss, this one got some animation that gets a little wacky at times, like how we have this fight scene with a little bit too much motion blur. Shit felt like I was at Six Flags, but they make up for it in their wholesome scenes and spice things up with unique angles and positioning, as well as also having a competent plot. So, God, Tamashi Insert, pretty much the protagonist in this just gets a Captain Ginyu app where he can switch bodies with whoever he points his camera at, and yeah, he switches with his little sister, and you probably know where that goes from there. But this one definitely had a plot hole where he switched his body with his sister, and his original body still had his own soul in it, so his sister's soul is lost in translation or some shit. I don't understand. Rance, this one is definitely iconic because Rance is just that dude. Futaboo. Now, Futa is a tag that isn't explored much in terms of animated content, and you know what? We gotta appreciate it. Stringendo. Now, this one has a total of like 12 episodes, which is pretty much an entire season of content in today's standards. And overall, I thought this one was quite quality, and I have a gut feeling that the creator of this likes mouths. Mouths are cool. God. Swing Out Sisters, this one was immaculate. God. Enbo. Now, this one is actually quite highly praised, and it seems the majority actually enjoyed this one. Like, we got a stay-at-home mother and her son, and honestly, I kind of found this one kind of boring, but you know, it's aight. Shoujo Ramune. Fuck, what am I saying? Shoujo Segs. This one is just a simple Yuri, pretty standard stuff. Aight. Next, we got A Kiss for the Petals, Becoming Your Lover, which for some reason I put the Japanese name on this. But this one, once again, simple Yuri, nothing too crazy. Next, we got Level C, which was actually created by JC staff, the people who created anime like these. But this one is just a yaoi, pretty bland, pretty boring, probably going in the bro tier. Up next, we got another yaoi, My Something Harassment, and for some reason they just love making it boring, so yeah, another bro tier. And then we have our last yaoi here, Sensitive Something-O-Graph. If you know, you know. And honestly, yeah, for some reason they just don't show yaoi some love. They're just whatever. Maybe if they had better animation, I would have rated it higher. They just didn't get that love, unfortunately. But from the looks of it, I'm looking pretty homophobic right now, but I'm not, okay? Please don't cancel me. Idol Sister. This was nothing like Idol Masters, so I just got clickbaited here. And honestly, it's just your standard stuff. Aight. The Green OVA. Now, I personally have not watched the original series this is from, but all I needed to see were these weird-ass teardrops, man. Like, oh my god. You can sit right here. Up next, we got Gaku and the Jikanyo Tomura, and the protagonist in this pretty much just gets a stopwatch that can stop time, and with him stopping time, he, yeah, I think we already know. Despite the curse tags associated with this one, we have an overall pretty unique concept here, I suppose. You know what? We could put it up here. Now, Summer, immaculate, mate. Boy meets harem, the animation. Wow, I wonder what this could be about. Yeah, it was just your standard stuff. Doki Doki Little Oyasan. And this is not in any way related to Doki Doki Literature Club. How unfortunate. But pretty much how this one goes is that whenever rent's due for the protagonist, a legal lolly comes over, and yeah. And I can't believe they have like 6 episodes for this, but it was whatever. Enzai, I do not understand how this was top 100 in terms of popularity, but let me just tell you that this is a shota, and there's a lot of scenes with grapes in it. Honestly, it really does have me saying bro. Next, we got Hatsinu, and a lot of people seem to enjoy this one. I mean, it's fairly vanilla. I mean, actually 200% vanilla. And honestly, I kind of found this one boring. Fukubiki Triangle, you never can go wrong with the Studio Poro. They're pretty consistent, so solid. Bloods Aku no Tetsuzoku 2, like Fukubiki Triangle, you know, Studio Poro, yay. Hey, Solid. Why did I agree to do all these? Oh my, there's so much left. Akiba girls. I'm gonna be honest, this one was just kind of ugly to me. My former delinquent sister is a nursing mother. What a title. And this one is an NCR. Woo! Up next, we got Otome Dori, which we actually have that one girl from To Love Ruin here. Like, that's crazy. And guess what? It's an NCR. Woo! Brandish. This one is a Shota where the boy turns into a man while doing the actions. Now that's epic. Next, we got Fun Friend. But yeah, this one is an Omega old anime. And I'm gonna be honest, it looks like doo-doo. And it was kind of boring. So I'll just drop it there. Vault, some pretty solid stuff. Cafe Junkie, some pretty solid stuff. 15B Shoujo, Yoruki. This one was, you know, just your average stuff. Next, we got Namaiki Hisuisoe Yokuso. This one, quite good. Lover-in-Law. And we got this one girl who looks like James from Pokemon. Honestly, this one was a little scuffed looking, but the milfies were nice. Solid. Masterpiece, the animation. I'm gonna be honest, this was no masterpiece. Probably gonna offend a lot of people here, but I thought it was just, it was whatever. JK ni Shiboraretai. And quite nice. Emoto Paradise. This one actually has 3 parts, like 3 seasons, I guess we would say. And the first one, the camera guy trolled. And honestly, I found it hilarious. However, the 2 seasons following that, it's pretty much just your standard stuff. It was kind of like whatever. HHH triple ecchi, your standard stuff. Anayomi Quartet. This one actually had a budget for an opening, surprisingly enough. Like, that's actually rare. And overall, some pretty solid stuff. Tiny Evil had a solid production, but a little bit too much lolly. Tropical Kiss. I am aware that there's probably a lot of Tropical Kiss enjoyers out there. However, I don't know how to break this to you, but I kind of found this one a little boring. Tamani Asagi. This one definitely had its fair share of monsters and tentacles. God damn. On top of that, we even have a lot of fighting and action scenes. So for those who love action anime, wow, man. Just wow. This has it all. It even has the camera guy trolling again, bro. Hold the damn camera still. Please heart me. I wonder what the hearts are replacing. This one, it was whatever. Nudist Beach, it was also whatever. Resort Boyne, solid. Tentacle and Witches. Oh, what could this possibly be about? Don't think this is my cup of tea, but you know what? It's aight. Zeikatsu Shukan. Overall, the animation for this was generally good, with some parts being a little clunky and weird looking. But the thing I cannot get over is how ugly this art style is. Oh my god. It was alright. Toshi Densetsu series. Solid production. Anijiru, this was just your average stuff. Tsunsumero wa Ero Ero Desu, which was rather a solid one. I'm just trying to get through this tier list, man. I'm done elaborating. Just end my misery. Maki-chan Tonao, your standard stuff. Nukidoki, Denshito Akuma no Sekusei Battle. It was your average Joe. Harem Time, the animation. Honestly, one of the tags for this should be horror, because these girls stare into your soul. Like, I do not like it. But yeah, overall, this one was pretty average. Vela Pure, the animation for this was rather juicy. Bakunaimoto, we got this one bubbly ass blonde girl, which honestly I'm not too much of a fan of, because she kind of does have the mental capacity of like a 3-year-old. Yeah, that's definitely a bra moment right there. Up next, we got Joshiko Say No Koshitsuki, and this one was rather solid. Oide yo Mizuyu K-Land, which was quite aight. Tsugo no Yoi Fun Friend, yeah, Fun Friend, and this one was aight as well. The Princess Lover OVA, which I have not seen the original show whatsoever. Judging it based off what I saw, this one was quite aight. Energy Kyoka, just your standard stuff. Mizuki Kanojo, your standard stuff. Kyonyu Fantasy, rather solid. Zoro no Iru, Mizu no Iru is kinda aight. Kowakuma Kanojo, the animation, it was a pretty aight experience. Koito Kinambi, the animation was quite aight as well. And last but not least, we got Isekai Harem Monogatari. We saved the best for last. It's an isekai. The guy gets transferred into another world. However, the animation was pretty generic, and I would put an aight, but you know what? Isekai is just God. It's just God tier. It's always God tier, right? So that concludes the tier list. Here's the final results. And honestly, I feel like this is the most objectively correct tier list ever created. And I'm sure in the comment section, everyone is going to agree with me. And there's going to be no hate in the comment section, and just all love and support. Right, guys? Right? So yeah, with that said, thank you all for watching. This video was all meant to be for fun and not taken seriously. So I hope I didn't offend anyone out there. Hopefully, I don't know who takes this shit that seriously, but I'm sorry if you cried yourself to sleep. But yeah, I'm out of here.